Hello folks, today we're going to replace the brakes on the rear. This applies to the 2007 to 2011 model. And what we're going to do first, what I do is I open the hood and then I open the reservoir on the brake fluid master cylinder. And that way all the pressure, when we're pushing all the pistons in, it doesn't create pressure in the front, so we're not fighting back and forth. So that's just what I do, and then I leave the hood open so that I know that I have something to do at the end up here, so I don't forget it to put the cap back on. So let's start. Okay folks, so before I start even lifting the car, what I do is I loosen my lug nuts, so I don't once the car is up in the air with my support, I'm not fighting the wheel from spinning when I'm trying to loosen the lug nuts. So what I do, I go in here with the weight on the tire and the tire on the ground. I loosen up my lug nuts, just loosen them. Okay, so the reason of that is because once you get the car back up in the air, you're going to have a hard time if those lug nuts are too tight. So with the weight of the car on the ground, it's going to let you can use the impact gun, or you can use the tire iron to loosen them up. And that way when you lift it back in the air, you just don't fight it. So let's lift the car now. Now we take the lug nuts off. So it makes it easier to take the wheel off when you do that before you even lift the car, loosen up the lug nuts. So what you do is, now we are going to take the caliper off. And for that, so what I do now is I pull the caliper towards me by hand. So I give it a little play. As much as I can. So now what I have is a little play, so where I can slide the caliper off the brake pads without having that compression. So now we take the two 14mm bolts that are in the sliders. We take them off. They're back here. And these are the two bolts that I'm talking about. This one and this one right here. Right here. There's two of them. One up here. One and two. We take those two off and then we can get the caliper out of there. Like I said, these are 14mm bolts. And there's the other one loose. And don't worry, there's gonna be no fluid coming out of here unless you push the pedal while you're doing this process. Don't never push the pedal when you're doing this and you have the caliper out of there, because what you're gonna do is gonna push the piston out of there and you're gonna have a mess and a bad time putting everything back together. So now when you remove those you just slide it off like this, and that's a piston that we're talking about. See how I can see? I almost push it all the way in. So we just lay it there. Don't let it hang. Just lay it on something that it can rest itself. So now the brake pads, what we do is we slide them out, one, and the other one slides inward towards the car. Slide them in. So these are the old brake pads, and as you can see, they're not worn out that bad. They're actually pretty new. So one might be slightly more worn out than the other one, but they're still new. You get your brand new brake pads. I slide them out into each other so the high points get off of there in the dust. So as you can see, let's compare these two to the old ones. See, they're almost the same, but what I'm doing is just showing you how to replace them. I got warranty on these brake pads, so that's why I'm not worried about it. So what you do is you put these brake pads just like the way that the other ones came out. And don't worry, they're all four on the rear of the car. They're the same. They're exactly the same. Well, not exactly, but they might have defects or something that changes a little bit, but they're almost exactly the same, so it doesn't have sides. So, and what these guys do on the auto industry, they send you these little tabs, and these little tabs, you put them on one brake pad like so, like this. You put them, and what this does, when the brake pad is wearing out and it's almost about to touch the metal or the body of the brake pad, that this composite or this piece is worn out, this little metal gives you some time before it starts warning, because this is going to start touching the rotor, and this is going to start telling you, hey, there's going to be a noise coming out, and it's going to be a constant noise while the rotor spins and it touches this little metal. It's going to be a noise, and it's going to be telling you, hey, something wrong with your rear back brakes. So then that's telling you that you don't want to, that's giving you a notice that it's about to hit the metal to metal. That's when they call it metal to metal on the brake pads. You don't want to hit metal to metal, because then you're going to ruin your rotors, even if they were brand new or they still got life, just because you didn't listen to this little noise, or you didn't pay attention. So that's why these little tabs. So I don't put them on myself. Because I have I already know when I have to change. I keep inspecting my car. So what you do to put the brakes on, you slide them in, and you make sure this lights underneath this shim. And by that, I said it's this. So you grab the brake pad, and you make sure you go with the slant or the curve with the rotor. And what you do, you slide the back into the outside in first, and you push outwards, and you slide the inside. And that's it, because these tabs are putting pressure inwards into the brake pad, and it's not going to let you slide. So that's why you put that and push them out. Let's do it again. So instead of pushing it straight in, what you do, you just put them inside that little tabs, you push outwards, and then it slide in. Same one for the inside one. So what you do, you slide it in, push them outward, and slide them in. And that's it, your brake pads. They're inside. Make sure you got these shims or these little metal pieces, because these are the ones that keep the noise of the brakes going like this. When the car bounces around, it might make that noise. And what they do, they keep the brakes from moving around, so then there is a safety issue as well. But that's how you slide the brakes in. Now what we do is we grab our caliper, and just the way we pull them out, we grab it and we slide it on the brakes. And I'm gonna show you a trick. If your brake caliper doesn't slide on, what we do, we use one of these C-clamps, and what you do is you put it inside a piston, and then make sure this jaw hits the body of the caliper, and you just start spinning this until that piston starts getting pushed in. And you want to push that piston slowly. You don't want to push it hard, fast. You want to give it time. These pistons don't work at high speed, they work at a slow speed, so pushing in and out. So once you hit you feel that there's tension, you start spinning it, and the piston is going to start pushing in. And what it's doing, all that liquid inside here, what it's doing is going back up to the master cylinder, up where we open the reservoir. And that liquid is going to be up there until we push the pedal back in, and the caliper is going to close up once we start pushing the pedal. So what we do, we already pushed the cylinder, the piston in, and that's in case your brakes were so worn out that the new ones don't let the caliper go the new ones are requiring more gap between the piston and the body of the caliper. So now what you do is that now you have the space of the caliper for the new brake pads, because the old ones had the piston pushed out so much that you had to push the piston back in. So now what you do is you just slide it in, slide it back on place, and at the same time you want to check for these sliders to be free and slide so they slide back and forth, because those are your sliders. They keep your guides. Those keep your caliper from sliding back and forth. So the equal pressure is applied to both brake pads, not just one, and one starts wearing out more because the caliper is not sliding equally. So now you put your bolts, 14mm bolts, back on. One is back on. You put the other one. And you tighten it by hand so you know that they're not cross-threaded. Now what you do is you tighten them with a 14mm socket. Tighten it a little bit. Tighten them a little bit. And now what you can do is put a little bit more muscle into it. But not too much, because you might break those bolts. So just make sure that they're a good tightening. So now we are done on replacing the brake pads on the Camry. So we have to make sure before you put your wheel on, inspect and make sure that you have put everything back, the bolts, the both brake pads, and you don't have no liquids spilling anywhere because you have a bad hose. So this is the time to give a little inspection to your suspension as well. Put our wheel back in. Put our wheel. And what I do, I don't lift the car too much off the ground, so I'm not lifting the whole wheel onto the hub. So what you do is you just give a couple inches so you can just slide it out. You don't kill your back too much. And you put the lug nuts. I put them by hand, and I give him a couple spins, so that way I know I'm not cross-threading any lug nuts, and I don't end up in a shop or with a tow truck taking my car to a shop to fix those lug nuts, in case some of us don't know how to do it. So make sure you don't cross-thread these. You don't want to cross-thread any bolts or nuts on the car, but these are really, it can be dangerous. So, like I said, put them by hand. Make sure they spin, a couple spins. Not just put them on the impact gun if some of us use impact guns. So I spin them by hand all the way to where they touch. So I know that it hits the wall. It's not cross-threaded. So I count it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 turns before it hits stop. That means it hits stop on the wheel and not cross-threaded like I said. Okay, I move the wheel around. So I center the wheels. The lug nuts, they get tiny, okay? So now I use my tie iron to just get in snug. Okay, see how, I'm gonna show you, I got the e-brake, emergency brake, and if I spin, it spins the wheel, so I cannot tighten the lug nuts. So that's why I'm saying about loosening them up as well. You wanna loosen them up on the ground, just loosen them up, don't take them off, loosen them, and then once you lift the car, you take them off. Once you put it back on, you put the lug nuts on, you tighten them, and you probably, if you're doing it by hand, you're still gonna spin the wheel even if it has the e-brake. That's why I'm saying tighten them as much as you can, and when you lower the car with the weight of the car on the wheel and the wheel onto the ground, then you can tighten them completely. So now we are completely tightening to the point where I can spin the wheel. Let's lower the car and tighten them. Now we do the real tightening down here. What I'm doing here is that I'm using just a tight iron and I'm going by muscle. So if you use an impact gun, make sure you don't over tighten these. If you're doing the real tightening, the final tightening on the lug nut, what you should do is you do it by hand or a lug nut into each lug nut, and then use a torque wrench if you want to be on the safe side. I don't know what the torque wrench is on this, so but I'm just doing it by muscle. So I got a feeling into it, but if you want to make sure that it's safe, you get a torque wrench, you torque it down, and then that way you're on the safe side. Okay folks, so this is how you replace the brake pads on a 2010 Toyota Camry. This applies to the 2007 to the 2011 model, and all it has to be left to be done is you cover that reservoir back up, and then you turn on the car and press the brake pad slowly until you feel that it's getting harder and it's back to normal. It takes about four presses into the pedal. So go slow, back up slow, in slow, back out slow, and then the third one it should be already back to normal. And I did one side, the other side is the same. And what I can say is that if you're doing all brakes on the back, make sure you don't take them all off at once. And then if you end up how this thing was back together, you can use one side as a reference point and come back to the one you're working on, because sometimes we take them all apart and then we lose track of where was everything. So make sure you do that. That's one tip I can give you. Don't press the brakes as well while you have the piston or the caliper out of its place, because that's going to push your caliper or your piston out of place and it's going to be a mess. And then don't take all brakes apart and then you lose track of where you're at. So one side is a reference point and the other one you're working on. Okay amigos, so hopefully you had enjoyed this video about replacing rear brake pads, not the parking brakes, just the regular brakes on a 2010 Camry. We'll see you soon en el canal del Chano Jose.